Hello guys, today we're going to be doing what if Naruto was the reincarnation of Rengoku. And yeah, let's just hop right in. So we start off with Rengoku actually. After he died by Akaza's hands, he is in this void and he looks around and he sees this man with pale skin in kind of like a whitish silver hair color. He walks up to them, or to him, and the man starts to speak. He says that I'm going to have you reincarnate, and you're going to be reincarnated into this boy named Naruto Uzumaki with my son Ashira Otsutsuki. And this confuses Rengoku because, no one, being reincarnated, having someone being reincarnated as two different people, that's kind of confusing. The man then says that he hopes him for the best, and then he pretty much disappears, and this is where Rengoku seemingly disappears. And now we cut to the Nine-Tailed attack. All that stuff happens like in canon, but Naruto has red streaks in his hair in a pattern like Rengoku's, which for them it's not that shocking. It's weird because why would he have both of his parents' hair color? But it's not that shocking because Kushina has red hair and Minato has yellow hair. So yeah, or blonde hair. The same thing. Anyway. Deku, or not Deku, oh my god, I brought a character that doesn't even exist in this story, oh my god. Anyway, yeah. Once Suruzen pretty much lets Naruto go at the age of about 4 years old, Naruto starts roaming a village and actually takes a liking to, swordsmanship, or kenjutsu. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it in Naruto. I think it's called kenjutsu. So yeah, he ends up looking for like a teacher, and he ends up finding this man. Or not this man, sorry. He finds a scroll in a swordsman's shop. Damn. Or like a shop with just filled with weapons and stuff. And he asks how much it is, and the man says that no one's been able to even read it. Why do you think you can read it as a child? And then Naruto asks you can just like if the man could just open it a bit so he can read it, and the man decides to do it just to show the kid that nobody can read it. And when he opens it, Naruto is easily able to read it, which shocks the man, saying how can he read something like this? This was something made by the Sage of Six Paths, which is wrong, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that later, if this series gets that far anyway. Naruto, after hearing this, asks the man how much is it again, and the man says, you know what, you can have it for free because it's no use to me at all. So here, and he gives the scroll to Naruto. And this is when Naruto, runs home and starts learning the breathing techniques, or seeing the breathing techniques. And yeah, this is where he finds the training methods for it. And when he looks at the alright, sorry, as I was saying, yeah, Naruto starts training on how to, use these supposed breathing forms, actually figuring out how to use the first form, God damn it, why am I struggling with saying that word? Unknowing flame or fire, sorry, unknowing fire. And yeah, he figures out how to use this, and he's actually shocked. He doesn't even need chakra to use this. It's just a breathing technique, and he thinks that a lot of people can do it. So he wants to keep it to himself and become stronger like this, so he can actually become a Kage because he still has that dream. And in this story, Naruto takes kind of a Rengoku type personality, a bit more leaning on the always smiling and yeah, the one that will fight for everybody, even though Naruto does that in canon anyway. But yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. Anyway, yeah, Naruto pretty much takes up this personality, even with people giving him bad looks every time he, you know, does something nice or does something in general. And at this time, Naruto's about 7, learning 2 of the breathing forms, unknowing fire and rising scorching sun. I don't know why I struggle with that. Anyway, yeah. So, sorry. So Naruto is in class, and then Iruka Sensei pretty much states that he wants them to spar, and the people that are put against each other, and this is Naruto and Sasuke, like in canon, and Naruto asks if he can use his sword, and then says that he's sorry, he's okay with using hand-to-hand combat, but yet he does not know that many jutsu, so he struggles with it. Being completely honest, not lying. He pretty much just states this outright. He doesn't lie, which everybody laughs at him and saying, if you don't know any jutsu, how are you supposed to use a sword? And Naruto just smiles at them, saying that because I was trained with a sword. And this kind of irritates Sasuke about how upbeat he is, even though he's ridiculed and everything. And Sasuke says, fine, let him use a sword. And this is when you see Naruto's grin get wider. And once the match starts, Sasuke decides to rush towards Naruto at blinding speeds for everybody else, but Naruto just dodges his first attack, saying that was nice, and then kicking him away. And Naruto is pretty much fighting Sasuke on even terms, which shocks everybody. And Naruto hasn't even pulled out his sword yet, and he said that he was better with his sword. At this point, this is when Sasuke gets irritated and then jumps back and shoots a decent sized fireball towards Naruto. Naruto, seeing this, he pulls out his sword. Hold on. Alright, I'm sorry. Anyway, Naruto pretty much uses his second form, which is Rising Scorching Sun, and pretty much slapping the fireball away, and everybody sees his sword like emit a fire. When he swings upwards, everybody sees the fire come off his sword and are confused because he said that he doesn't know how to do any jutsu. And once the fireball is slapped away and sent to the sky, Sasuke immediately yells at Naruto, saying, how do you do that? If you said you didn't know how to do that many jutsu." And Naruto's confused. He says that it's not a jutsu. And this confuses everybody else because he obviously used a jutsu using putting fire around his blade and then, using that to slice upwards. So how is that, not not a jutsu? That doesn't make any sense. And then, sorry. And then Naruto says, I'll practice more on chakra after I finish. I'll practice more on chakra so I can amp my sword skills as well. And then he completely disappears from everybody's sight and then appears next to Sasuke, kicking him out the ring. And everybody's shocked and everybody starts booing him, but Naruto keeps that smile still, which irritates everybody. And they try to throw stuff at him, but Naruto completely ignores them and starts walking home. And yeah, now we're gonna take another time skip, which is a 5-year time skip. Now we're at a 12-year-old Naruto, and at this point he's already mastered the first 5 forms. He's been struggling with the 6th or 9th form. I said 6th form, 9th form. Rengoku. He's been struggling on that heavy. Like, it's extremely hard for him to master the 9th form, Rengoku. And he continues trying to, up his sword skills, and he actually learns how to do some jutsu, mainly fire jutsu. And in this, yes, he's gonna have 2 different chakra natures, fire and wind. Yeah. Anyway, Naruto pretty much says that, or at this point has already learned about a decent amount of fire jutsu, but no wind jutsu because there's barely any wind jutsu users in the village. And yeah, has learned how to use chakra to enhance his strength and other things. So he's pretty capable. And Sasuke seeing Naruto growing stronger and knowing that he beat him, and he always has that stupid smile on his face, and this makes Sasuke actually train a lot harder than he does in canon, not wanting to lose to Naruto, and having and wanting to kill his brother still, like in canon, because Naruto really can't change that. And yeah, now we skip another year, and to the end of the what is it called? Oh my god, Academy. At the end of Academy. I don't know what that sound was, but the end of the Academy. Yeah. So Naruto, he pretty much passes it with ease because it's not difficult if he knows chakra control, which he does. It's pretty basic chakra control, but it's enough chakra control so he can get in. And yeah. And yes, he can climb on walls and stuff, and run on water or walk on water and stuff like that. Yes, he can. And yeah. After that, when they're calling their teams, Team 7 is still the same, like in canon, where with Sasuke and Naruto being on our same team, which Naruto doesn't mind. You just see him smiling about the team, and everybody thinks this is normal because it's that's how Naruto normally acts. He just is always smiling, and we skip or not skip. Yeah, we skip a few hours later, and this is where their team captain finally arrives, and he walks in to see Sakura trying to get close to Sasuke, but Sasuke is completely ignoring her, and we just see Naruto just sitting there smiling, and sorry, and Kakashi thinks this is a weird bunch of people, and he tells them to meet him on the roof, and they do, and he asks about their goals, dreams, dislikes, likes, and Sasuke decides to go first, which he says the same thing he does in canon. Sakura says the same thing she does in canon, and Naruto says that he wants to become Hokage, like in canon, and he wants to become a powerful shinobi. And then he continues saying that he likes food because he just really likes good food, and he says he doesn't dislike much, and Kakashi thinks, how did a kid with such a um a bad backstory or origin, you could say, what is he? How does he have such an upbeat attitude, and how is he so happy? And he doesn't say this out loud. He just thinks this internally, and then says that meet him at the training grounds tomorrow, and at 6 a.m. Don't be late. And he disappears. Naruto starts walking off, but Sasuke starts yelling at him for no reason. Naruto just stares at him, and he says, "Do you want some food?" And this confuses Sasuke, but he agrees, and they start walking to the ramen shop. Which, when they start eating, all you hear is the iconic Rengoku Umai, and this kind of freaks out Sasuke. Like, why is he yelling while eating? Like, why is he yelling? It's not necessary. He tells Naruto to stop yelling. You're causing people to stare. And Naruto says, "What? The food is delicious, like always." And the ramen guy says, "Thanks, Naruto." And Naruto just takes. That was a bad impression. I should have never done that in my entire life. Anyway, Naruto pretty much says that he has to eat, and the food is delicious, so he gotta say it. And Sasuke face palms and says whatever, and continues eating while Naruto is yelling in the background. And Naruto then says that, or after they're done, says he's going to go train, and this is where Sasuke gets intrigued, saying, "Can I join you, Naruto?" Which Naruto agrees, and Sasuke ends up following Naruto to the training grounds, and he sees Naruto slowly start pulling out his sword, and he says, "What are you gonna do?" And this is where Naruto actually asks Sasuke for a sparring match just to see how much stronger Sasuke got. Which Sasuke says, "You know what? Why not?" And yes, since Rengoku, he probably wouldn't hit another human in canon, but the ninja world is, or they said in canon, he wouldn't hit another human in Demon Slayer. That's what he stated, but that's that you can't really say that here because in the ninja world, you literally have to hurt other humans. So yeah, sorry for that loud background noise, but yeah, he literally has to hit other people, so it's not possible for him to not hit other people. So yeah, that's the only thing I wanted to point out because I kind of forgot to say that when he first fought Sasuke. Yeah. Anyway, back to the story. Naruto prepares to fight Sasuke, and Sasuke, actually being a lot faster than in canon, starts to fight Naruto, and Naruto actually saying that he's actually quite impressive, actually needing to use his sword to actually block some of his attacks. And this is where Sasuke says, "You're not gonna be able to smack this away like you did last time, Naruto." And then he starts weaving hand signs, shooting a huge fireball towards Naruto. Naruto looks at the fireball and then says, "Rising scorching sun," or second form, rising scorching sun, and struggles a bit, but then smacks the fireball away. And he says, "Wow, you really have gotten stronger, Sasuke." And then he says, "I have a few other forms I would like to use." And this is when he shows Sasuke unknowing fire, which, or unknowing fire, you could say it like that either, but I'm pretty sure it's unknowing fire. Yeah, anyway, he pretty much completely turns into flames. That's what Sasuke sees, or well, sees a trail of flames. Sorry, not he doesn't turn into flames, but he sees a trail of flames. My bad. And he then says that Naruto's speed hasn't just increased by so much, and then he just sees him pretty much right behind him, and he turns to look, and he sees cuts on his arms, and he's like, "What the hell?" And Naruto says that it's one of my breathing forms, and maybe he can try to teach him a breathing style, explaining that there's about 12 or 13, I think. I cannot remember. I think there's about 12 or 13 breathing forms. And he pretty much tells Sasuke if he wants to learn more about it, and it doesn't actually use chakra at all, it just, he uses breathing. Explaining to Sasuke pretty much some of, or what he needs to do to use the breathing form. And he tells Sasuke to come here if he wants to learn more, which Sasuke actually does follow him. They go to Naruto's house, which is actually a lot more clean than how he was in canon. And he shows Sasuke the scroll, and Sasuke is unable to read it, but Naruto starts reading the breathing forms off, saying that there's one that's more powerful, and it's actually the most powerful, called sun breathing, and he's not able to use that, but fire was the closest to it, so he decided to learn, or figure out how to learn fire breathing, or flame breathing. Sorry, yeah, I said fire breathing, flame breathing. Anyway, yeah, he tries to figure. He uses flame breathing instead of sun breathing, because it's sun breathing is on a different level compared to flame breathing, but we're not gonna talk about that anyway. Sasuke then keeps listening to Naruto talk about all the different breathing styles, and then once he's finished, Sasuke then says, I'm gonna try to learn flame breathing, and actually it doesn't go out well, and he fails. He slowly goes through a decent amount of them, and actually does one of them. And this is a damn it, why am I struggling? Oh, is there somebody coming? Anyway, he actually starts learning water breathing, which is actually extremely different compared to, you know, fire breathing or flame breathing, whichever you would call it, which is flame breathing. But we're not gonna talk about that. Anyway, yeah, he pretty much does the first form water surface flat slash. God damn it, I'm struggling so much. He does the first form, but it's only a little bit of water. Water surface flat slash. God damn it, water surface slash. Damn it. Oh my god, water surface slash. Surface slash. Damn it. All right. Anyway, we're gonna skip that. Anyway, yeah, he ends up doing that, and this is where Sasuke or Naruto writes down the hold on. He writes down what are all the water breathing forms, and then gives it to Sasuke, and then writes down the training for it, and then gives it to Sasuke. Yeah, because he writes it in the language that he could actually understand it, and yeah. Now we skip into the next day. Sasuke has pretty much. All right, sorry guys. Yeah, I had to change location. Anyway, I think I was talking about how All right, no, it's the next day. I'm pretty sure, yeah. And Kakashi, or not Kakashi, Naruto, kind of being irritated that Kakashi told them not to eat anything. He actually decides to bring some food for the three of them, and he does. He takes the food and then walks to the area, and then he sees Sasuke training actually with a sword, and Naruto thinks someday that he's gonna have to get his own custom sword, because it's not gonna work out if he doesn't get his own custom sword, because sometimes he feels the sword is either too heavy or too light. So yeah, he's gonna need it, and he freaking just sees Sasuke trying and slinging the sword, and Sakura is just fangirling all over Sasuke using a sword, and Naruto is confused, like, bruh, I use a sword all the time. And he offers Sasuke some food. Actually, Sasuke accepts the food, and he offers Sakura, since Sasuke accepted, she accepts the food too. Then Naruto proceeds to scream or yell "umai" and eat his food, which is not weird to Sasuke, because he's heard him eat, but Sakura finds it extremely weird, and well, because it is, but yeah. Like about an hour or two later, Kakashi arrives and asks them if they not eat, and Naruto boldly states that they did eat. And this is when Sasuke and Sakura facepalm, and Kakashi's like, okay, I'm gonna tie you to a log for that. And Naruto is confused by this statement, but he says, alright. And this is when Kakashi explains the battle test, and once the match starts, Sasuke and Sakura go jump into the bushes, and you just see Naruto standing there with his arms crossed, and Kakashi pulls out his book and thinks, why is this kid still sitting here? And Naruto says you should focus on your enemy, not a book, and then appears next to Kakashi, smacking the book out of his hand, which shocks Kakashi, like, bro, what the hell? And Naruto tries to kick Kakashi, but Kakashi grabs him and throws him, and this is when Naruto pretty much lands on the tree and bounces off, and this is when he uses his first form, Unknowing Fire, and pretty much cuts, or tries to cut, Kakashi's head off, but Kakashi barely dodges. And seeing this, Kakashi is shocked, like, bro, what the hell was that? It was obviously not a jutsu. He didn't weave any hand signs. And a confused Kakashi asks Naruto what was that. And Naruto says it's a secret, and then starts rushing towards Kakashi at insane speeds, swinging his sword again, and Kakashi, is able to, block and counter with his kunai, and Naruto and Kakashi pretty much start fighting like this until when Naruto gets flown up into the air, which this is where he uses Blazing Universe, slicing down towards Kakashi, and this almost cuts Kakashi's arm off, because Kakashi was, surprised that he used such a thing. He only thought he could use one, but no, in reality, he can use 5 right now. Use 5 different breathing forms anyway. And, Sasuke is just watching this and saying, how many other forms does this man have? I know there's about, 6 different flame breathing forms, but he hasn't used them. He just told me the names of them. Like, bro, how is this man still, not going all out? And he's pretty much fighting Kakashi one-on-one, and Sasuke and Sakura are watching this, and Kakashi decides to jump back using a fireball, and this is where Naruto uses blooming. Oh my god, I'm gonna butcher this so hard. Flame. Hold on. Damn, bro. Well, damn, this is becoming a real struggle. Anyway, yeah, my recording cut out. I don't know why. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So, I think I was talking about how Kakashi and Naruto are fighting. And yeah, Naruto used, I'm about to butcher this again. Oh my god, I always butcher this every time. Like, every time. And if I butcher it too hard, hold on, god damn it, not again. Alright, yeah, he uses Blooming Flame Undulation. I'm pretty sure I butchered that, but we're not gonna talk about that. Anyway, yeah, Blooming Flame Undulation. God damn it. And that pretty much gets the fireball by flinging it away. And then Naruto says it's gonna be his this is gonna be his last attack. And then a burst of fire is felt. And this is his fifth form, Flame Tiger, and it starts like speeding towards what the hell? I thought that was my sister's again, bro. I was about to be like, oh my gosh. Anyway, yes, it pretty much starts speeding towards Kakashi. Kakashi just makes a flame dragon, or I said flame dragon. Oh my god, water dragon, and he does the hands for water dragon jutsu, and then tries to hit the fire, but the flames engulf the water and almost hit Kakashi straight on, but Kakashi was barely able to dodge the attack, but he did sustain a decent amount of burn damage from that. And Kakashi says that he is extremely strong for being able to do that, and he hasn't sustained any injuries from doing it himself. So why did he say it was his last attack? Naruto says, okay, I tap out. Which confuses Kakashi and everybody watching. And you just see Naruto with his arms crossed starts walking away. And he just jumps he jumps into the bushes where Sasuke and Sakura were. And then he tells them, pretty much explains Kakashi's strength to them, and he says that he's holding back heavily because he's not using his other eye. And this confuses both of them. Naruto explains that his other eye is a Sharingan, and this shocks Sasuke and Sakura. Naruto saying that he noticed because he has decent sensory abilities and sensing the chakra built up in his eye. And this is actually where we're gonna leave it off, on a cliffhanger, and that's the reason why is because my recording kind of cut out, so I don't want to have to put two big clips together when he can't do one, where I can't do two medium clips. That's why I don't really edit my videos, because I have no storage. But yeah, peace out everybody, and goodbye.